Hello everyone and welcome back to the second part of writing Cypher queries. In this video, I will cover more complex scenarios and I will also let you know that Neo4j has provided a predefined templates to write the complex queries, and you can leverage those templates and tailor your queries and filter your data accordingly. So before we move further, what I did, I just changed the color of my node already for the better projection. I increase the size of my node, so you can do it from here, right? And you can change any color you want for the node, right? So for example, if I'm going to change this one just like this, okay. So I have projected my nodes by changing their color, and I can change the information according to how many properties each node has. So let's back to our original topic, which is about the queries. So I would like to cover a very important concept in Cypher queries, that is the unwind keyword, right? Unwind keywords. So basically what unwind keyword does, it converts the columns in the rows. So for example, if I have a comma separated values just like this, it could be comma separated string as well, and I would like to convert them as rows. So I will set the alias here and we say as row, right? And I will return all those rows. So this is a very simple and basic structure of converting any value, any column value in the rows. So let's run this and see the results. And for example, if you are building a very basic query, just like match p is the name of the variable and then the person with p, and I'm just going to return only 10 records, right? And now going to run this, then I will have just 10 records there, and this time I'm getting full schema. So if I would like to get the name only, right? So you can see here that now the names are showing me in shape of rows here. So what if I would like to convert this data in shape of columns? So I can use the word like collect here. So syntax of collect keyword is super simple. So you just need to wrap the data you would like to convert them in the rows, sorry, in the columns. It's already rendering in rows, and run the query. So you can see here that my data which was showing me in shape of rows earlier began to show me in shape of columns or in a comma separated array. So we have lots of such keywords, and you can find them from Neo4j documentation. I will walk you through the documentation in few minutes, but before we move on to the documentation, let's cover a very important concept here: writing the subqueries. So writing the subqueries is very similar the way you write your simple conventional query, and uh, what we need to do in order to write the subquery. So let's copy this, and I will show you that how we can write the subqueries, and it applies the same rules which our conventional SQL subqueries follow, right? So let me return the p. Okay, so let's not return, because we will first write the subqueries and then we will return the value. So let's get rid of this, and over there write the word call. Let me write this in new line call, right? And in the call, just you need to write the keyword with p, because this is what we are carry forwarding. And I will do return p dot name, as response or virtual table, right? And I will return VT. And now let's run this query again. So you can see here that we got exactly the same result. So within this subquery, I can change the response or the way I'm rendering the data for better projection. So what I will do now, I will make this scenario a bit complex, and I will add a serial number on a fly and put the result in a subquery, and afterwards I will utilize that. So let's get rid of the code from the bottom, and I will use the collect keyword to calculate the length of my data. So what I will do, I will write here collect p as persons, okay, and I will use unwind keyword here. Need to use with keyword, and I will use unwind, and in unwind I'm going to specify the range. So what I will do, I will specify the range which will start from the 0 and will calculate total length of my data, which is in persons -1 as index, and here I will return the index plus 1 as SR number and persons index dot name, right? And now let's run this query. So you can see here that I have the serial number and the name of the person. So I will say name as name. Let's put the alias here, and let's wrap the whole result in my subquery. So I will say call and return SR number and name, right? And now let's run this query. SR number is undefined. Okay, so basically I have done the spelling mistake here, I think. So let's correct that and say serial number. And now let's run this again. So you can see I have the data now, and I can leverage the subquery, and I can specify any column I want, right? And this is working like a conventional subquery, and I can apply any formula in my subquery and utilize that afterwards. For example, if I'm writing the chain of the queries, then I can utilize that result over there. So you don't need to worry about the syntax a lot, because Neo4j has already provided you that facility. So what you need to do, you just need to uh, uh, click on this star here, and in the exam basic queries part, you can see that what is the syntax of creating, the indexes, what is the syntax of creating the constraints, how you can range the data, right? How you can write the query in a much better way, right? Let's run this, and you can see here that you can create the graph here, and you can see here that there is already a movie graph queries. So you can run these, and we already have seen that. So once you will move forward, then you will have the different situations to filter the data and different predefined templates that how you can filter the data, right? So all that predefined syntax you can see here, the way you are writing the subqueries. So everything is here, and you just need to utilize and understand the basic concept and the basic syntax of the Cypher queries. And if I go towards the developer center of Neo4j, then you will find a lots of exciting stuff, and this documentation will help you a lot to build a professional looking knowledge graph. And if I go towards the documentation, then you will have a complete range of help here for this specific tool. And if I click here on the query part, then you will find you know everything here. Everything is mentioned, the way your functions are working, the way the patterns are working, the subqueries are working. Everything has been mentioned here, and you can leverage that documentation and build a very healthy knowledge graph at the end. So that's it, and I hope you understand this basic kickstart of the knowledge graph. Thank you very much for